What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ty with the GoPro strapped to my head, and this is the 2026 Chevrolet Colorado Trail Boss. And who's ready for a test drive? I know I certainly am. First of all, let's check out all the features, really quick, so you have a good idea on what the Trail Boss is all about, and then we'll take it out on a drive. We'll get a nice suspension test. We'll also get an acceleration test and see what this Colorado is all about. But the Trail Boss has a fully flat black front end and halogen headlights. So you kind of think of this as a work truck with an off-road package. This has a couple of different packages on top of it, which make it a little bit nicer, the convenience too and technology package. But we have 18-inch blacked out wheels, 265/65 all-terrain tires. And the Colorado is only available in crew cab short bed configuration. So we'll take a look inside the bed here. Just pop it open real quick. We have this kind of unique storage area which you could put stuff in, and tie downs and all that good stuff in the back, with this one having the spray and bed liner. We have a backup camera back here, parking sensors, up to 7,700 pounds of towing capacity, which is pretty cool. And a decently roomy rear seats. These kind of mid-sized trucks are kind of small in the back, but this one does have a decent amount of room, and it's pretty comfy to sit back here. You have air vents, sliding glass window, and you could even fold up the seats as well for some extra storage. Notable features in the front are not really much besides the trailer brake controller. You can also tilt the steering wheel, just not telescope it. And this particular one has that convenience 2 package, so it adds full powered seats and kind of jet black Evotex, which is what Chevrolet calls their leatherette trim. Yeah, pretty good looking interior. And let's hop in. Start her up, and we'll take it for a nice little test drive here. We do have a very nice digital display and nice big touchscreen too, with lots of off-road goodies, like a dedicated off-road screen with a bunch of different settings too. You have Baja, terrain, overlanding. Each one of the screens there shows a different display, and that's pretty neat. What do you say we buckle up and put her down into drive? Let's see what she drives like. All right, so here we are driving the Colorado. Now, do keep in mind that we have a 2-inch lift and all-terrain tires from the factory on this truck. So this will adjust the ride a little bit from the other Colorado trims, but I actually happen to think it rides pretty good. We'll hit a kind of more of a bumpy road a little bit later on in our test drive. But what we're gonna do here is, as soon as this extremely long bend ends, we will get an acceleration test and hopefully not hit the turkey vulture. So right about here, we're going to bring it to a quick stop. And this really doesn't have a sport mode or anything, so here we go, foot to the floor. And quick brake test. Yeah, so feels pretty good in the acceleration department. One thing I will say is that you can definitely feel that this is more of a torque motor than a horsepower motor. Under the hood, 2.7 liter turbocharged Turbomax engine, inline 4-cylinder, 310 horsepower, but 430 pound-feet of torque, all hooked up to an 8-speed automatic with, we were in 2-wheel drive mode, but of course this has 4-wheel drive capabilities. Pretty impressive acceleration. Alright, so now that the acceleration test is over, we have kind of an unforgiving road here as we make our way up the hill, and this will kind of be a good suspension test for us, to kind of feel out the comfort and everything. But so far it seems to be taking the bumps just fine. Yeah, I mean, really the only thing I have to complain about is just that truck feel. I mean, it's not even really a complaint. I mean, every truck has it, but you just kind of get that subtle frame rail jiggle when you go over some bumps, but that's synonymous with every single truck out there. Yeah, I actually have to say this is a pretty comfortable riding truck. I have to say that. Even over some of the rougher bumps, it's really, really comfy. But that's what this truck is really designed to do. It's supposed to be a little bit more comfy, you know, so that it's a little bit more forgiving off-road than, let's say, a Colorado work truck or an LT or a Z71 that's really not designed to go off-road, or doesn't have an off-road suspension setup or off-road tires from the factory. But yeah, huge sidewalls, comfy suspension. I'd say this is a very nice riding truck. Definitely above average. Now, in case you were wondering at this point in the video, geez, you know, why did Ty go over all these features like really quick and really short? I wish he really went in depth. Well, you are in luck. I have actually filmed a full dedicated features review video on this actual truck, and you can see a link for that at the very end of this video, or just check out my channel for more. But back to the Colorado. I have to say, another thing that's actually pretty comfy besides the suspension is the seats. They're actually have quite a bit of give to them, and they're very plush. And these are the kind of the optional seats on, well, optional material, I should say, for the seats. The Evotex kind of synthetic leather. Cloth and manual seats actually come standard on the Colorado Trail Boss. So really, if you don't add the technology and convenience packages that this truck has, it's really kind of a bare bones truck, just with some, you know, a slight lift and some nicer wheels and tires. That's really all it comes down to. There is definitely some engine noise with the Colorado on that Turbo Max engine, but they're pretty cool noises. You definitely get a lot of turbo noise going on with this truck, which is pretty cool. And this thing does build boost very, very low in the RPM range. If you just kind of ease your way into the throttle, you can hear that turbo winding up. It is a very, very cool sound. Yeah, you definitely get some communication from the turbo, I should say. So now that we're on more of a main road up at you know, between 45-50 miles an hour, I have to say I'm pretty impressed with the comfort up at this speed. You know, not quite highway speeds, but noise levels are good. I don't get a lot of tire noise, which you usually do get with a all-terrain tire. You know, these seem really quiet actually. There's not a whole lot of wind noise. I don't hear a whole lot of noise from, you know, oncoming traffic. I'd say it's a very nicely insulated car, truck I should say, for longer trips. And it's got a very comfortable driving position. You know, even though this doesn't have telescoping steering wheel like almost every other car does, the steering wheel's in a pretty good position for me. It's just reachable enough, Maybe certain people might want it a little bit closer to them or a little bit far away from them, but for me, it's in a good spot. And that pretty much does it for touching on the features and a POV test drive of the 2026 Chevrolet Colorado Trail Boss. I thank each and every one of you for watching, and make sure you check out our full features review video that's popping up down in the corner. Thank you very much for watching.